All right. Now, so today we are talking about kick your teen's depression to the curb. So I just want to welcome you all here to kick your teen's depression to the curb, the 5 steps to empowered parenting. And I'm your host and your parent coach, Kristina Saelee. And here's a picture of my inspiration, my teens. So today we're going to be learning about how to connect and communicate effectively with our teens, how to de-escalate blowups, how to efficiently problem solve with our teens, how to handle school refusal, and how to create a support network. So if you implement these strategies, you will have a closer relationship with your teen, one where they open up to you. You will have less blowups and be able to work together to solve problems. You will understand what is behind the school refusal and how to support them. And you will create a support system for yourself and your teen. Also, for all of you that stay to the end, I'm going to be picking one lucky person who will win access to my Guiding the Teen Experience virtual summit. So it's a summit that I hosted last year where I interviewed over 10, 12 parenting experts. And it was about all topics concerning teenagers. So it was a real amazing experience and so much valuable information. And I will be picking one to win free access to that. So stay to the end. So, how did I discover the secrets to kick your teen's depression to the curb? Well, my own daughter struggled with depression as a teen, and I felt powerless to help her. Even though I had been a positive discipline parent educator for several years, and all the books and workshops and trainings did not prepare me for supporting my daughter through depression. I mean, what did kind and firm parenting look like when your child is telling you that they want to end their life or when they're getting high and driving? So I reached out to parent coaches for support and began my journey to learning how to best support her. When things got hard, I kept reminding myself to focus on the relationship and not the behavior. It was a very challenging time and many sleepless nights, but we got through it together. And so you guys know that my daughter has given me permission to share her very personal story with all of you. Um, but I get it. I've been there and it's a struggle and it's really hard when you see your child in pain and you just don't know how to best help them. So I've helped many families find hope and healing through my 5 steps to empowered parenting program. Some of the parents I've worked with, their teens were in inpatient care, sometimes 2 or 3 for the second or third time, and felt hopeless. But after working together, they began to feel confident that they would be able to support their teen to battle and overcome depression. So I've created the 5 steps to empower parenting program, and I have a BAS in youth development, 10 years as a behavior specialist, and youth and family therapist. So I've been trained in DBT, which is dialectical behavior therapy, and trauma informed cognitive behavioral therapy. I have all kinds of certifications in positive discipline, collaborative problem solving, emotion coaching, brain health, and as a life coach. And I have over 10 years experience as a parent coach where I've helped hundreds of families. But what's most important is I had the personal experience. As you saw in my picture, I have 5 kids myself, my oldest being 27 and my youngest being 15. So I am in the parenting trenches right along with you. So that's why I'm so excited to share with you today so that you don't have to go through what I went through and what many families have gone through. So, my 5 steps to empowered parenting program is step 1, powerful connections. Step 2, observe emotions. Step 3, work through it. Step 4, examine behaviors. And step 5, real advocacy. I'm going to look in the Q&A because I had to minimize it because I couldn't see my slides. All right, don't see anything yet, so I'll go on. So the 3 critical success factors for kicking your teen's depression to the curb are connect, support, and advocate. A quote that I love and is really behind my mission of radical in its potential for saving the world than a transformation of the way we raise our children by Marianne Williamson. The first step, open communication and understanding. It allows you to better support and guide them, protects them from negative influences, and promotes their overall well-being and mental health. So the first tool of powerful connections that we're going to go over today is curiosity questions. So curiosity questions are questions that don't have one single right answer. They spark deeper conversations and allow for teens to open up about their emotions, thoughts, and experiences. Having a strong connection with your teenager is an important part of parenting. It can help foster a better relationship between you and your teen, as well as provide them with support and guidance through the teenage years. One way to strengthen this connection is by using curiosity questions. Curiosity questions are questions that don't have one single right answer, so not just a no or a yes. They spark deeper conversations and allow for teens to open up about their emotions, thoughts, and experiences. When used correctly, curiosity questions can be highly effective for parents looking to build a stronger connection with their teen. So here are some tips on how to use these special kinds of questions. So one, ask open-ended questions that require more than a yes or no. For example, instead of asking, did you have fun at the party? Try asking, what was your favorite part about the party? This requires more thought from your teen and encourages them to open up more about their experiences. 2, make it personal. Curiosity questions should be tailored specifically for your teen so that they feel comfortable answering them honestly. For example, if there's been something on their mind recently, such as school, friendships, or hobbies, try asking specific questions like, what does success look like to you in school? Or what do you think makes a good friend? 3, explore new topics. Try asking your teen different types of curiosity question each time the two of you talk. So, this helps keep conversations fresh and encourages thinking outside the box. Some examples could include things like, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Or if money wasn't an issue, what would be your dream job? 4, show genuine interest. So be curious. The curiosity in curiosity questions, right? In order for curiosity questions to really work, it's important that parents show genuine interest in their answers. Listen carefully and ask follow-up questions whenever appropriate, such as, can you tell me more about why that is? Doing this conveys respect for what they're saying, which will encourage further conversation between both parties. By utilizing curiosity questions, sorry, I have to take a drink here. Parents can help create meaningful conversations with their teens, which can result in increased understanding between both parties. This not only allows for better communication between adults and teenagers, but also fosters better relationships built on trust and respect. All right, I'm gonna check out the Q&A and see if anyone has any comments or questions about curiosity questions. Oh boy, yeah, 9 times. That is really, really tough. My goodness. Know that that's why I do this work, because so many of our teens are struggling nowadays, especially since COVID. And it can be, not only to offer tools that might be helpful, but to support you parents, because I know that's what I needed when I was going through it. And, I didn't, implement self-care, and it was such an emotional strain. And so that's why I do this work, because it's just so challenging. Raising teenagers is hard. But then when they're struggling with depression, it's downright scary. And so that's why I'm here. And I'm so glad that you showed up for this. Um, even with all of the technology problems, I definitely am not good with technology, but I do care, and that's why I do it. And I'll figure out this tech stuff as we go. So if you have any questions as we go along, please feel free to ask. If I don't see them right away, I'll get to them. I just can't keep my Q&A box because I can't see my slides and notes in you guys. But we will move on to our next tool. So the next step in the 5 steps to empowered parenting is observe emotions. So learning emotional regulation is crucial because it empowers individuals to effectively manage and navigate their emotions. It helps in understanding and identifying emotions, as well as developing strategies to cope with challenging situations. Emotion regulation enables individuals to maintain emotional balance, make rational decisions, and build healthier relationships. By learning how to regulate emotions, people can reduce stress, improve mental well-being, and enhance overall resilience and adaptability in the face of life's ups and downs. So the tool we're going to learn about in this step is de-escalation skills. So it can often feel like an uphill battle to get your teen to open up about their feelings and concerns. But by using de escalation techniques such as offering reassurance in a non judgmental way, you can help them feel safe and comfortable enough to share their emotions without fear of being judged or criticized. When met with connection, you can help your teen emotionally transition, manage behaviors, and teach higher level skills while keeping your relationship intact. Here are some effective tools for helping your teen regulate during the peak of an escalation. So, one, intervene early. Notice the verbal and nonverbal warning signs that may communicate your teen is escalating. These include being tearful, pacing, balled fists, shaking, clenched jaw, fidgeting, grunting, or talking in a faster or higher pitched tone. Two, center yourself, right? Mirror neurons communicate to our brain to echo the nervous system of others. If we come into our situation hot and bothered, equipped with our judgment and biases, our children will replicate and escalate on our energy. At the same time, if we pause to breathe and center, our children are more apt to anchor into our calmness. It is hard to argue with someone who is not responding aggressively back to you. In general, use a respectful and calm tone as opposed to yelling, and indicate safety with your body language by getting low, making eye contact, and having open hands, a neutral, non reactive facial expression, and a square body. Now, look, I know this is easier said than done, okay? But it really comes to practicing that our own self care and mindfulness so that we can be able to center ourselves so that we can be there for them and help to co regulate with them. So, three, avoid poking the bear. When the teens are in their primitive brainstem, they are unable to think logically. So avoid reasoning with them, avoid asking questions or making demands. It will only further dysregulate and escalate their emotions and behaviors. The time to speak logically and teach the lessons is when they are already regulated and able to access their thinking brain. So decrease stimulation by turning lights low and minimizing the number of people in the room. The smaller the audience, the better. If your team will not leave the room, ask other family members to go to a different location to help your child calm their nervous system. 4, respect personal space. Understanding your teen's desire for personal space and or closeness is helpful when things begin to escalate. So each teen is different. Some want you to stay close and present, and others want their own space. Some teens desire proximity, while others will feel like a cornered bear as you approach, which will further agitate their aggression and surge the situation. If needed, maintain some space to keep both of you and your teens safe. 5, validate feelings. As your teen moves out of their reflexive brainstem and into their emotional limbic system, validate their experience and reflect on what you hear. So, one way you can reflect is repeat what you've heard and clarify. So, try. So, you were saying you were upset because you want to go to your friend's house, and I wouldn't let you because you haven't finished your homework. Is this right? Then validate. When validating your teen's emotions, use words such as because or and instead of the dismissive but. So try this. It makes sense that you're upset right now because you really wanted to go to your friend's house and because it's hard to not get what you want sometimes. Not, I see you're mad, but we don't act this way. And then support. Let them know they will get through this and you are there for them. Try, I know this is hard and I will stay with you while it's hard. Notice we're not giving in to what they're, you know, upset about, but we're, offering them validation and sitting through the tough part with them. 6, invite awareness. Sometimes we can help a teen shift their focus from what has happened into the present moment, and they begin to integrate their brain. So, a few ways to do this is to ask them what they hear, see, feel, smell, or taste. One fun application is to use their fingers to track what they can observe with their senses. So tell me 5 things that you hear, 4 things that you can see, 3 things you can feel or touch, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Another is using breath work. When we are stressed, angry, or tense, our breathing patterns become shallow and rapid, kind of like mine right now. So start by matching your teen's breathing, then gradually slow it down. Your teen will likely mimic you, even if subconsciously at first. So allow them to choose, and then allow them to choose an activity that soothes their nervous system, such as taking a shower, listening to music, or moving their body. Then you can share reflections. This is a time once your teen feels seen, heard, validated, and receptive to then explore what they could do differently next time and prompt making amends if needed. Positively reinforce your teen's courageous work of noticing and managing their big expressions. And then lastly, return to routine. Avoid harping on the moment, rather use it as a learning opportunity to build brain power and connection. When your teen is ready, encourage moving back into the routine of their day. All right, let me check the Q&A and see if you have any questions about de-escalation skills. Teen does want to answer some of the curiosity questions. Yeah, so that's something that we come across quite often where our teens don't want to answer all our questions, right? Um, so sometimes when it's hard to get our teens to open up, I always suggest starting with just closet listening. So don't even ask the questions, just while they're in their room or bathroom getting ready or something, just go and sit and just be with them. And at first they're going to be like, what do you want? What are you doing? Then you just let them know, I'm just here, just want to hang out, and just sit with them. And after a while, they might start opening up to you. So sometimes just being present, letting them know that you're available, and it might spark them to start opening up. And then is a time that you could ask some of the questions. Another time that's really good is in the car together. Something about that side to side. So those road trips are great for conversation. So you could try then as well. But I say, go ahead and ask a question here and there and see if they're receptive. If they're not, I wouldn't continue going on and, asking more questions. Um, but you can come back and give it another try at another time. Um, but as you work on strengthening the connection, they'll start to open up more and more. And sometimes it's just finding that right question. Um, Also, another thing is, I know a lot of us try asking lots of questions right after school. So, how was school? What did you learn today? Do you have homework? And lots of our teens really need to decompress right after school. They just need that time to kind of zone out, decompress before they can answer a whole bunch of questions. Um, so yeah, we will go ahead and move on to the next part of our presentation. So the next step is work through it. Oh, whoops. Work through it. So what does work through it mean? So learning how to solve problems together is essential for parents and teens as it strengthens their bond, cultivates valuable life skills. When parents and teens work through challenges side by side, they develop effective communication, collaboration, and problem-solving skills. This collaborative approach fosters a sense of teamwork, mutual understanding, and empathy. It also empowers both parties to take ownership of the solutions, encouraging independence and self confidence in teens while providing guidance and support from parents. By engaging in this shared problem solving process, parents and teens not only overcome obstacles, but also build a strong foundation for their relationship based on trust, cooperation, and a sense of accomplishment. So, we're going to talk about joint problem solving today. So, when faced with a conflict, the first step is to take a deep breath and resist the urge to quickly react or use punishment as a form of dispute resolution. Parents should encourage open dialogue by inviting their teen to articulate their feelings without judgment or criticism. Listening non judgmentally helps demonstrate that their voice matters and encourages them to be honest about their feelings. The second step in successful problem solving is brainstorming solutions. During this phase, it's important for both parents and teens to suspend any judgment around ideas suggested by either party in order to create an environment where everyone feels safe enough to share even unpopular solutions without fear of repercussions. So, allowing teens the opportunity to contribute creative ways of addressing problems reinforces healthy decision making skills, which will serve them well into adulthood. Then, once solutions have been discussed, it's time for both parents and teens to evaluate these potential outcomes together, using facts rather than emotions as the basis for determining the best route forward. Being informed about possible consequences related to each outcome can ensure that the final decision made is one that will be beneficial for all involved in the long term. Then, to conclude this process, each person should come away with some sort of accountability or responsibility based on the agreed upon solution so that everyone is clear on how they are expected to act moving forward. This may look like setting up regular check-ins throughout the week so parents can make sure teens are following through with their commitments, or providing incentives when goals have been met, such as extra screen time or treats during a family night out if a chore list has been completed without reminders from mom or dad. All right, I'm going to check the Q&A again. See here. Oh, not full screen anymore. So you guys saw my notes. Oh man. Thank you for letting me know. I think I have to stop share to get it turned around again. All right. Let me try it again. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, if you have any questions about the problem solving steps, let me know. Okay. Is that better? Is it showing the full screen now? So it's bigger. All right, looks like a yes. And I don't see any questions, so we'll go ahead and continue to the next step. So the next step is examine behaviors. So it is crucial for parents of teenagers to learn how to navigate risky behaviors because adolescence is a period of exploration, self-discovery, and boundary pushing. During this time, teens may engage in behaviors such as experimenting with drugs or alcohol, engaging in unsafe sexual practices, or getting involved in delinquencies such as spray painting, tagging, whatever they call it, right? By equipping themselves with the understanding and effective strategies, us parents can foster open communication, set clear boundaries, and provide guidance to help our teens make informed decisions and avoid potentially harmful consequences. So, navigating risky behaviors is not about controlling or suppressing young adults, but rather empowering them to make responsible choices and develop the necessary skills for a healthy and successful future. So the tool that we're going to talk about today is school refusal. So I know with school just starting again, and it seems like especially since COVID, it's really interrupted our kids' patterns, and a lot of them, including my own, have gone through a period where they just don't want to go to school. And it's especially the case when teens are struggling with depression. It can be really hard to get motivated to get up and out of bed. And then a lot of our teens are also experiencing school anxiety. So a lot of this has been exacerbated by the shutdown and COVID. And fortunately for my son, he's back in full swing, loving high school, but it was a struggle the last couple of years. So school refusal in teens can be a difficult and stressful situation for parents, particularly if their teen is also suffering from depression. So, school refusal occurs when a child or adolescent resists attending school or going to classes due to anxiety, fear, or depression. It is estimated that up to 15% of school age children experience this type of behavior. So, when dealing with school refusal, it's important for parents to understand why their teen is refusing to attend classes. Teens may refuse to go to school because they're feeling overwhelmed with the academic pressure, experiencing social anxiety, suffering from depression, or facing bullying at school. It's also essential for parents to stay involved in their teens' education as much as possible. And I know sometimes when they hit the teen years, the high school, we kind of drop off and aren't as involved. But staying involved really helps us to identify any signs of distress early on, and parents should pay attention to any changes in their child's mood and behavior that might indicate they're struggling emotionally. We should communicate regularly with the teachers and other people involved in our teens' education about difficulties we're seeing at home. It's also important for parents to ask questions and express concerns about how our teens' emotional well-being might affect their ability to learn. If the school refusal appears related to depression, then it's important that parents seek professional help from a mental health specialist as soon as possible. A psychologist or psychiatrist can diagnose the issue and provide appropriate treatment options such as cognitive behavioral therapy or medication management for our children's symptoms. Parents should also create a safe home environment by providing a supportive environment where our teenager feels comfortable discussing his or her feelings openly and without judgment. Also, as some of us on the call today are behavior specialists, so a lot of schools now have that extra support, a behavior specialist that can really help implement a behavior plan around school refusal. Additionally, it may be helpful for parents to develop an action plan with recommendations from both the mental health provider and the school administration in order to help reduce stressors associated with attending classes, such as reducing homework requirements or making adjustments to students' schedule, or so they have fewer classes each day if needed. Parents should also discuss strategies that will help motivate their teen during tough times, such as allowing them more flexibility if they need, while still holding them accountable for completing assigned tasks, such as reading assignments or studying tests. So, in my 5 steps to empower parenting, we do go further into talking about how to advocate for a 504 or IEP, that's in the schools. But there could be a behavioral plan. It could be merely just sitting down with your student's teacher, possibly bringing in the school counselor to kind of brainstorm some accommodations that might help them be more successful. Finally, it's important for parents not only to focus on helping the student succeed academically, but also foster positive relationships within the home and encourage activities outside of school that promote healthy development, such as sports teams, art lessons, social clubs. By understanding why your teen is refusing school and implementing these tips, you can help your teen manage his or her emotions more effectively, which can lead them back down the path of success, despite any external pressures they may face at school or elsewhere in their lives. So that's just a few tips on handling school refusal, but school refusal is such a big topic, very complex, that really requires more individual planning around how to support that. So I definitely go over that a lot more in my group coaching program. Okay, before we go over this, just going to look in Q&A and see if we have any questions. Okay, what do you do if your teen sometimes refuses to do their chores and always throws a fit? So that is a multifaceted question, right? So if they're throwing a fit, we want to use those de-escalation skills that we just went over. If they're not completing their chores, then we want to use the problem solving that we went over to come up with a solution. And again, we always want to focus on solutions, right? So we want to work together. We could start by saying, I notice you're having a hard time completing your chores. And then ask them, how did they perceive? How do you see um, the issue around your chores not getting done? Getting their perspective of what the problem is. And then, just let them know, I'd really like to work together to come up with a solution around how we can get the chores around the house done, and give them the opportunity to offer up suggestions. Now, a lot of kids, and I hear from a lot of parents when they first start, communicating and trying to problem solve in this way, they get a lot of I don't know, you know, and they're just so used to us just doling out expectations and telling them what to do, that it might take some practice for them to even acquire the skill to be able to problem solve. So if at first you're getting a lot of I don't know, then just be like, you know what? Why don't you take a couple hours to think about it, and we'll come back and try to come up with something together. Give them those couple hours, maybe the next day. Come back, and if you've tried and they still don't have any ideas, then you can ask permission to share your thoughts about what might be a solution and get their feedback about it. But we definitely go over this a lot more in my group coaching program, and don't have time here today, but I have a whole script of a step-by-step script of how to have a problem-solving conversation that is super helpful. And not doing chores comes up a lot. And I also talk a lot about how to have family meetings where can resolve issues such as chores. And even when you guys do come up with a solution and they do follow through, that goes for a few weeks and looks great, and then it starts sloughing off again, and then you have to come back and problem solve again. But it's holding them accountable and following through and continuing to try to work with them to solve the problem and come up with a solution. All right. Another comment, communication is definitely key with our teams during this time. Being present for their success is key. Listen to understand with intent. Yes, I love that. Listen to understand with intent. So important. We've been doing the WISE Team program and also Home Builders. Both have been very helpful. I'm so glad to hear that. I actually, my time with as a youth and family therapist was a WISE therapist. So I worked for Catholic Community Services as a WISE therapist, and it is an amazing program. So I'm very glad to hear that you have access to that. And I did work in inpatient for NABOS, Children's Long-Term Inpatient. So just a little bit about my background and kind of how I've learned all of these tools that I'm sharing with you. And working with those parents at NABOS whose teens were really struggling, we spent a lot of time working on these different tools. and supporting them each week, and they found it super helpful. So I really hope that you're finding this helpful as well, and I'm glad that you're getting some support and that you're here today. So thank you so much for all of your guys' comments and questions. Really helps because sometimes I can't see your face. It's just talking at a screen. And I keep looking at myself in the camera instead of you guys. I'm sorry. All right, let's go ahead and go on to our next slide, which is real advocacy. So, how do we be the best advocates for our kids when they're struggling, right? So, it is crucial for parents of teens who are struggling with depression to learn how to advocate for their needs. Depression can significantly impact various aspects of a teenager's life, including their academic performance, relationships, and overall well being. By becoming effective advocates, parents can ensure that their teens receive the necessary support and resources to overcome this mental health challenge. Advocacy empowers parents to navigate the complex healthcare system, the complex school system, right? And seek appropriate treatment options for their teens. By actively participating in their teens' treatment journey, parents can help break down barriers to care, access essential services, and promote healthy coping mechanisms, ultimately fostering their child's path towards recovery. All right. We are getting close to the end now. And so, one way you can advocate for your teen is by starting with yourself, right? I'm going to talk about, in my 5 steps to empower parenting, I talk about, creating a safety plan. I talk about, advocating for 504 and IEPs. I talk about, how to seek out the right counselor for your teen, what to consider with about medication, what to consider if about inpatient treatment. But I also talk about parent coaching, and I want to start there because, like I said, I've been there. And even though I had already been a parent educator myself, giving workshops like this myself, I needed the support. I struggled. It was emotionally draining, up all night worrying, just praying and praying and not knowing how to best support. And so it's crucial that we take care of ourselves, and it's crucial that we get ourselves the support. So yes, get your teen a therapist. The WISE program is amazing. Do all those things, but don't forget about getting your self support as well. So, parenting a teenager can be challenging, especially when they're dealing with mental health issues such as depression. In such difficult times, seeking support from a parent coach can provide valuable guidance and tools to help both the parent and the teen navigate this overwhelming period. In this um, slide, we're going to talk about exploring the benefits of parent coaching, specifically for families with teens struggling with depression. Additionally, we will address common myths and objections surrounding this form of support. So, one, understanding and empathy. One of the primary advantages of parent coaching is that it offers parents a safe space to discuss their concerns and frustrations in a non judgmental environment. A parent coach brings understanding and empathy, which helps parents feel heard and validated. This emotional support can be crucial during a time when they may be feeling overwhelmed and isolated. So, debunking the myth, parenting comes naturally, so there's no need for coaching. I've heard this many times. While parenting does come with some inherent instincts, dealing with a teen struggling with depression requires unique strategies and approaches. Parent coaches provides parents with tailored techniques and skills to effectively support their teens' mental health. 2, building effective communication. Parent coaching equips parents with essential communication techniques to establish open and constructive dialogue with their struggling teenager. Understanding how to engage in active listening, validating feelings, and promoting healthy expression can significantly improve the parent child relationship during this challenging time. Debunking myth. Seeking help means I'm a failure as a parent. This is the biggest myth that I wish I could debunk for everybody because so many parents feel this way, and it's just absolutely not true. Seeking support through parent coaching demonstrates your commitment to your child's well being and growth. It is an act of strength and love. 3, developing coping skills. Teenagers battling depression often face difficulties managing their emotions and coping with daily challenges. Parent coaching offers parents guidance on teaching their teens effective coping skills. These skills can empower the teen to navigate their depression more effectively and increase resilience. Debunking myth. Coaching won't make a difference. My teen needs therapy. While therapy undoubtedly is necessary, essential, parent coaching works in conjunction with therapy. It provides parents with practical tools to support their child's progress outside of therapy sessions, ensuring a holistic approach to their well being. 4, creating a supportive environment. So, parent coaching helps parents create a supportive and nurturing environment at home, which plays a crucial role in a teen's recovery from depression. By understanding their role in promoting emotional well being, parents can foster an atmosphere that encourages positive mental health practices and provides necessary stability for recovery. So, addressing the objection. Parent coaching is expensive. While investing in parent coaching may seem challenging from a financial perspective, many coaches offer various pricing options to cater to different budgets, including myself. The long-term benefits of improved mental health and family dynamics outweigh the initial cost. So finally, parent coaching can be a valuable resource for families with teens struggling with depression. By debunking myths and addressing objections surrounding this form of support, we hope to encourage parents to consider seeking the guidance of a parent coach. Remember, reaching out is a sign of reaching out for help is a sign of strength, and by doing so, you are taking an important step towards creating a healthier, more supportive environment for both yourself and your teenager. All right, let me check Q&A before I do a quick recap. Okay. Don't see any more questions. So, quick recap. Today, we've learned how to ask curiosity questions to deepen connection with our teens and how to get them to open up, how to de-escalate blowups and problem solve with our teens. We also learned how to figure out what is going on behind school refusal and the benefits of hiring a parent coach to create a support network. Now, for those of you who would like to go deeper, I'd like to share the details of my 5 steps to empowered parenting group coaching program. And I'm going to pick one lucky person to receive access to my Guiding the Teen Experience virtual summit. So stay on for that. So the 5 steps to empowered parenting program. So I created this program because my daughter struggled with depression and I felt powerless to help her. If your teen is struggling with depression, then you know what it's like not to sleep at night because you're so worried about them. I designed this program to bring hope and healing to your family starting right now. So I've included some testimonials from some clients of mine that have gone through the 5 steps to empowered parenting. And here's one from Lisa. She says, before enrolling in this coaching program, I felt helpless in supporting my depressed teenager. But through the connect, support, and advocate approach, I've learned how to build a powerful connection with my child and create a safe space for open communication. The program has given me a roadmap to navigate tough situations and has empowered me to be an effective advocate for my teenagers' well being. So, step one is all about powerful connection. So, we learn about how to spend quality time that counts, how to encourage and empower your teen, how to effectively communicate and avoid power struggles. Step two is all about observing emotions, how to practice mindful parenting, how to teach your teen to stress tolerance and emotion regulation, and how to de escalate blow ups. Step three is work through it, how to focus on solutions and effectively use consequences, how to have successful family meetings and problem solve, how to follow through on agreements. Step four is examine behaviors. So, how to navigate screen addiction, school refusal, sexual activity, alcohol, vaping, drug use, and all other, well, not probably not every risky behavior. Maybe I didn't word that right. But through 5 teens, I can tell you I have dealt with it all. Step five, real advocacy. So, how to create a safety plan, how to advocate for a 504 or IEP, how to find the right counselor or coach. So, that's the 5 steps. But again, so this free webinar here is one tool from each 5 step. And in my group coaching program, it is 6 steps for each tool. And instead of being a webinar where it's like I'm just talking at you like this format, it's more of a conversation where I teach a little bit, but then I coach a little bit, and you're able to ask questions. So that's what the format is. It's 10 live Zoom sessions from the comfort of your own home, much like this. But we will be on a normal Zoom rather than webinar style. And they'll be 90 minutes long. So once a week for 90 minutes. And again, it'll be some training, but then a lot of coaching and a lot of answering questions so that you get the coaching that's specific to the challenges that are happening in your home. Which, I can't go into all of that in a webinar such as this. So another testimonial from one of my clients, David. I was skeptical about coaching programs at first. After participating in this empowered parenting program, I am a true believer. The strategies taught are practical, effective, and tailored to the unique challenges faced by parents of depressed teenagers. I've seen a significant improvement in our relationship and my ability to support my child through their struggles. It's been a transformative experience for both of us. So, what is the investment? So, to give you a little idea of the investment myself, I've spent the last 2 decades studying psychology, child development, and parenting. I've attended dozens of trainings and certification programs, and I've spent thousands of dollars. I paid for doctors, therapy, coaching, amount to tens of thousands of dollars to figure out everything that I've included in this program. So I take my educational experience, I take my professional experience, my personal experience, and I put it all into this program. So if you go to college and spend over 50K and 4 years of your life in hopes of having a career, but I ask, how do we prepare for the most important job we will ever have, being a parent, and being a parent of a teen struggling with depression or other mental health challenges? I want to also say that this program is backed by my Empowered Parenting Guarantee. So if you don't feel you're learning helpful tools, if you don't feel more empowered as a parent and confident that you are more equipped to support your teen, then I will refund your investment. So that's my Empowered Parenting Guarantee. All right, so we're going to take some quick questions. Let's see. There's my Q&A. So questions about the 5 steps to empower parenting program. All the way down here. Okay. So will this work in other cultures? Yes. I've worked with families all over the globe. I've worked with families in Mongolia, Spain, England, South Africa. It definitely works all over the globe. Okay, can I sign up later? Yes, you can, but you won't get the special price that's only available today, for those who joined today. Okay, what if I'm not sure my teen is depressed? So these tools are valuable for all parents of tweens and teens and will prepare you in the unfortunate event your teen does end up struggling. What if my kid is younger or older? So nowadays, adolescence is starting younger and lasting longer. So I encourage you to join. What if I don't have any money? I offer payment plans that make group coaching accessible to anybody. What if I can't attend? Okay, yeah. So I didn't even mention yet when I was planning this group coaching, but I was planning it for Wednesdays. So those of you that were able to make this time work, it would be Wednesdays from 6 to 7:30. And it will be recorded. So if you do have to miss one, you'll still get the recording. Now, if you're not able to make that day and time at all, then email me, let me know. Sometimes it might work better for you. And as more people are enrolling, if that time works for them, then I can start another program. So find a way to make it happen. All right. Any other questions? Do you have a specific video game addiction help for girls? Yes, video games. I definitely been through that one as well, and can go over strategies to use, but it's tough. It's hard. I mean, think of most of us have dealt with our own addictions in our life and how hard it was to break those bad habits. But I definitely have a lot of resources for that as well. All right. Any more questions? Oh, don't leave. I'm gonna pick a winner here too. So, oh, I almost forgot. So there's bonuses for those who sign up today. Will also be included is the 12 interviews for my Guiding the Teen Experience Virtual Summit and a 2-hour one-on-one breakthrough session. So that is included for those who sign up for the program today. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the 5 Steps to Empowered Parenting program, where you get 10 live group coaching calls with me, which is worth $22.50. You get the Guiding Teen Experience Virtual Summit, which, trust me, if you were to get coaching from these parenting experts, it would be worth over $1,000. And then you also get the 2-hour one-on-one breakthrough session, which would usually be $300. So you get all of that, which is a value of $35.50, 3,550. But this program today, if you decide you're a hell yeah and want to join and get started right away, then the price is 3 payments of $197 or 1 payment of $497. But this is for today only. After today, the price goes back up to $749. All right, one more testimonial. As a parent, it's not easy to see your teenager go through depression. This coaching program has been a game changer for me. It has provided me with valuable insights into my teens' behaviors and helped me understand the underlying patterns. The strategies shared have helped us work through the challenges together, and I now feel more confident in advocating for my child's mental health, my goal. So, how to sign up? So, sign up, go to www.empoweredparenting.family/services. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the Q&A. And if you have any other questions while I'm putting this in the Q&A, just let me know. All right. Okay, now I'm going to pick Owen. Let me see here. All right, and the winner is Kristina Hensel. Awesome. So Kristina, I have your